VR horror games are terrifying. The single fact you can't even look away takes the fear to a whole new level. And with the spooky season now here, I've been on a mission to find the best free horror games on Quest, all while avoiding the ones you might have already heard of, and so let's jump straight to it. The first one on my list is an oldie but goldie. I'm going to try and sail across the different fears in this video, and that's starting with this one, High Seas. If you're afraid of open waters and large waves, then you'll love this game where your only mission is to get as far as you can. Thankfully, I was a pirate legend on Sea of Thieves, so this game comes naturally to me. But apart from dodging icebergs, you'll get thrown these humongous waves to try and avoid, or steer into. Seeing this on a flat screen does not do it justice, as they are huge. When you get caught at the wrong angle, you will have to repair your ship, otherwise it will slowly sink. High Seas never got an official release, and this is probably due to the insane seasickness you'll get if you're one of the vulnerable ones. But if you can manage it, it's a truly terrifying experience, and is available on SideQuest. The next game deserves more credit, and that's because it has the potential to be something huge. It's called Animal Company. Now, as you might have guessed, it's heavily inspired by Lethal Company. But after playing it, it definitely deserves to be its own title. As you might have guessed, it's basically Lethal Company plus Gorilla Tag, and your objective is simple: collect loot. Instead of a ship, you have a safe zone, and around that safe zone are different deep areas to explore. This is a full multiplayer game, so you can play with your friends. I think what makes this game good is the mystery surrounding the environment and tunnels. They actually go really deep, and there is an unusual assortment of enemies you'll come across. Annoyingly, I'm not that good at Gorilla Tag, so I mostly died from falling. Oh no. This definitely has the potential to be a big hit when it comes out of early access. Animal Company is free and available on AppLab. Now, I always try to judge how scary a horror game is by where I place my thumbs, and on this game Tunnels, it was firmly placed on the home button, ready to bail. This game reminds me a lot of the film Descent. And in this game, it has you crawling through the tiniest gaps, all whilst a horrid spider-like meat monster is after you. The game's lighting and aesthetics are really good, and the intensity from the claustrophobia is kind of horrid. Your initial objective is to place these bombs to basically blow up the cave, but as you're about to place the last bomb, the entire floor gives way. You're rescued by a man-eating caveman, but that's when the real horror elements kick in, with you going from safe room to safe room, or us being a delicious snack for the meat monster. The game is also multiplayer, so you can get claustrophobic with your friends. Tunnels is free and available on the main store. Now, to give you a quick break to change your trousers, here's a word from today's sponsor. This is the Artemis Bow, an incredibly immersive VR accessory that turns your controller into a real bow and arrow. Simply attach your Meta controller, connect it in-game and select from a handful of games like this. Tiny Archers VR, where you defend your castle from a horde of goblins, upgrade your arrows with armor piercing or magical enchantments, and choose from a range of different difficulties across a ton of levels. I much prefer to play games with real-world physical accessories. It feels far more immersive. But Tiny Archers VR can also be played like a normal VR game. It comes with different challenges, unlocks through the blacksmith, mini-games, and different environments for you to work your way through. If you want to check the Artemis Bow out and Tiny Archers VR, I'll leave a link down in the description below. Now we plunge into the abyss with Project SEVER, a blend of submarine simulation and psychological horror. Set in the Soviet zone, you take control of the SEVER, a submarine. Your mission is simple: service the submarine and investigated a deserted research complex. But as you dive deeper, strange mysteries and events draw you further into caves. Using outdated equipment like holographic navigator, sonars and underwater drones, You navigate through a series of caves, but all is not what it seems. You must continuously repair and maintain your ship while some gargantuan creature surrounds you. The game definitely has potential to be something special when it fully launches, and if you're a fan of submarine simulation with a splash of underwater terror, I highly recommend checking it out because the quality of this game is kind of incredible. Project SEVER is free and on the main store. For the last of the more complicated horrors, I'll show you this quickly, Project Terminus Demo, by the same creators as High Seas. While this is a demo, it's still a pretty deep and cool experience. You get to explore the post-apocalyptic underground of Paris, whilst avoiding a mysterious threat. This is quite an old one, but worth checking out if you like post-apocalyptic vibes. But let's move on to more simple scares. The next two games you might have heard of on other platforms, but no doubt these are probably the worst for sheer jump scares. Balls! Slender Man was one of those games, and whilst this is an older title, when it's running on the Quest 3 or Quest 3S, it runs incredibly smoothly. But is it enjoyable? Absolutely not. If you remember how Slender Man plays, you basically have to collect 8 pages to stop him hunting you, but the sheer randomness of the scares was far too much for me. I'm not looking. Oh god, no. Slender Man is available on SideQuest. Another title that fits the same description is Granny VR. This is the same as the mobile version where a granny patrols the house in search of you, basically. You must find different items in order to escape, which is sort of like Hello Neighbour. If she finds you wandering around, she'll swiftly smack you in the back of the head with a club. Oh balls. What? You get 5 days to break free. If you don't manage to, she'll chop your head off. Granny is also available on SideQuest. Last up we have another Gorilla Tag horror game, but this one is a bit more extreme. This is Primal Fear VR. Whilst a simple game, it's good if you'd like to be chased by an evil monkey. If you're a fan of Gorilla Tag, this is good practice to give you a motivated chase in order to hone in your monkey traversal skills. Primal Fear is available on the main store. All of these games can be found in 3 places: the main MetaQuest store, App Lab within the main store, and SideQuest. If you get stuck, I'll leave links down in the description below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video and happy Halloween!